Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. I went on eBay and ordered just the top part of an MTD tractor. It was very cheap, $18.99 with $8 shipping, so it was like $26, $27 plus tax. Yeah, eBay charges tax now if you guys haven't noticed. So it was like $29 and change. So I'll pay $30 for red hood. That'll probably fit much better than the Craftsman LT 1000. So I've got that parked in the back over there after I just not fixed but unseized the ground blower engine and fires up with spray. All you need to do is clean the carburetor now. I'm trading that with Pete Lombardi for an engine. So while that's done, next project is my Sabre by John Deere. Got this tractor through a trade with Nick from Medford, and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. Front two tires are flat, rears hold air. Oh, what a surprise. No engine. I also need a gas tank. And of course, Nick cut the starter wire. Thanks, Nick! And not only did he cut the starter wire, he also cut the positive cable wire. Thanks, Nick! Oh! Man, three's a charm. He also cut the ground wire. Thanks, Nick! You're a big help. For you enthusiasts, let me know what year it was made, okay? KK. Missing the knob off the shifter. I'm sorry, shifter. Long Island accents. Shifter. Shifter gear. Alright, so it's your typical throttle, right? No choke, which is good. And of course it's missing the key. Nick doesn't give me keys, just gives me tractors with no engines in them. Anyway, so I'm going to take this hood off so it's easier for me to work. It looks like it's kind of complicated to take the hood off. I think I might have to unhook all that stuff with bolts and nuts, and then the hood will come off. I'm going to put this 15 horsepower engine on it. I think I have all the parts. So I'm going to put that on there and just start building that engine on top of here. First I'm going to try to loosen up all those bolts and get the hood off. Actually 10 millimeter. Having dickens of a time finding it. Damn. Oh man. Should be on there just for the hood. It's going to fight me all the way, man. Just get the hood off. Breaker bar will make it much easier. It's all about leverage, fellas. Pretty big bolt just for a hood. Jesus Christ. What is holding this? Oh, me. the pipe, so I can never use it again. Thanks, Nick! What a mess. It's a pain to get this off, man. Real pain. Remind me to write a letter to John Deere tomorrow. Complaining of it. Of course, they don't want us to work on these tractors. That's so we can take it to John Deere and have them work on it. Hey! Boing! Just like that. I thought of an engine and it just appeared. So this is the 15 horsepower engine that I also got from Nick. It's missing the intake manifold, carburetor air cleaner, the air cleaner base, the air cleaner cover, the elbow that goes to the air cleaner. I said breather hose, right? The O-ring to the intake manifold. Ooh, the throttle's here. I'm missing the choke lever that goes in here that pushes the thing. This is the cable to the fuel solenoid, which I will not be using. Will not be using the fuel solenoid. Well, at least the wiring harness is here. Engine bolts, gas tank. Over here, the spaghetti. Nick cut this wiring harness. Thanks, Nick. So I'm just going to painstakingly connect them. There's two purple ones. I have no idea what goes where. Here's the fuse. Relay. This can only go one way. This is the 5 amp dual circuit stator, the red and black wire with the diode on it. This can only go, this is a female, so the only male that's here is this one. So this has got to go like that. Probably. It wouldn't fit. Why doesn't it fit? Should fit. Alright, well anyway, I'll figure that out later. I have the dipstick. Cletus, you dipstick! So just tried to get all the pieces together. So this is an intake manifold from the 4-wheel steering one, the one that I have so much problems with. I have a feeling that it wasn't the Chinese carburetor at all. I think it was just my lack of having a O-ring here, which caused a gap for the air to slip in. You know, it wasn't a good seal between the intake manifold and the engine block. So this has got a gasket on here, but then the O-ring solidifies it and seals it even better. So this is the Chinese carburetor, right? The Nicky type, without the fuel solenoid, which is what I love. So theoretically, this carburetor, there shouldn't be anything wrong with it, you know? So I'm just going to try this one. I found a choke linkage. So this goes right under here. Okay. The choke, slip it through this canal right there. And we got this, this looks a little bent. We're going to try it anyway. Actually, I should do that first and then do the choke one. This one's tough to get in. We've got the little tiny one that goes into the little over there. It's always tricky to get it in there. It's always tricky to get it into the hole. These bolts fit. I don't know if they're the original ones, but they fit. going to kind of put it together in a mock put together. Just to see, you know. I have this breather hose, but I don't think this is the breather hose. It doesn't fit, you know. This went here, unless it just went like that, side cover. Here's the kind of cover I think it is. Although when you put it on, right, it kind of gets in the way of the choke. Just get in the way of the choke. This little thing here hits that. You guys just cut that little thing. So the hole for the thing is here. Where that fit. That go over there. Well, it doesn't reach over there, so while this breather hose fits this, it doesn't reach. It's off by like 3 inches. So this is not the breather hose for it. And I don't know if this will have to do. You know, it's the only one I got. I mean, I only have 2 of those, you know, and I don't have anything else. I'm gonna have to find another one of these. But yeah, and I need a fuel tank, right? Fuel line to go here. This looks kind of funny. It's like bent and stuff. And stuff. Bent and stuff. That kind of feels better. Like kind of unbented. It's not really supposed to be straight, you know? But it feels pretty good. Got a full range there, see? Choke. Yeah. Cool. I need to look in my bag of parts and look for a breather. So I've just spent about an hour or 2, I can't keep track, securing the carburetor, the intake manifold. I found some bolts. I didn't have any bolts for all this stuff, so I had to look through my bucket of bolts. I had to expand my bucket of bolts to 2 bucket of bolts because it was so full that I couldn't see what I was grabbing, you know what I'm saying? And this is almost full too, man. So I got a lot of bolts. I had to look through them. And I found some for this. So that's secured on there. The breather, I found a breather, but it's not the kind that goes right up to the air filter. It just hangs, you know. That'll be fine. I connected the throttle linkage. Awesome. Got a fuel line here connected to a fuel shutoff, and then I'll just have to find a fuel tank. I have a few. Gonna see what fits good, fits well. Cletus, you dipstick. Connected this wire. Connected the black one should be magneto kill to the ignition switch. Gray one should be the fuel solenoid. I'll find that out when I connect it. This is to the red is to the battery. Yellow is for the lights. This one needs to be rewired. I found a starter, and this one is, you can tell, this is the different color than the flywheel, which means it's the aluminum ring gear, which means you can only use the plastic ring. You can only use the plastic ring gear on the starter. So I had to look through that bucket to find the right starter mounting bolts, right? Which I got it done. I made sure that I put the starter on with the dual circuit stator wire in between these two bolts so that it doesn't get caught with the gears on the flywheel. I've learned that the hard way. I still have to connect these 4 to these 4. I think I can get them. They're long enough that I could connect them somehow. I was just confused about the purple one. There's a purple and another purple. Well, what if the 2 purples aren't the same circuit? You know, I don't want to crisscross them. But then if you look at them really carefully, one's dark purple and one's light purple, which I know you can't really tell here, but this one's actually darker than this one. This one's almost violet, you know. So I'm going to connect these another time. I'm going to figure out how to connect this to that. And let's see, what do we need else? We need, I connected the engine mounting bolts. They didn't have threads in them, so all 4 are done. It's on here nice and snugly. I got to figure out what to do about a muffler, because the muffler was cut, and I don't have muffler bolts either. So I gotta work on the muffler. I gotta work on connecting these wires, connecting the starter, finding a fuel tank, then putting on the engine cover, the air cleaner base and cover, the double stack pulley on the bottom for the mower deck and the drive. Find some kind of a ball thing for the shifter. That's not really super important. Oh, and a battery. I don't have a battery. So I've got quite a lot to do on this, obviously, but I just started this today and I've made some pretty decent progress. We've got the engine mounted on there, right? Remember, this is the engine that I got from Nick. He says that it runs, but it smokes under load. I'm thinking maybe the valves just need to be adjusted, because they don't look like they've been adjusted for a while, and maybe that'll be good. It's about to come down. So I'll see you guys later. I'll continue this another time. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry, Mowers and Blowers. I'm over here visiting my mom in Queens, and then I got a text message from one of my subscribers, Michael Elishayev. Michael Elishayev and I go way back, like 2 years ago, when I first started getting into lawnmowers. He posted on Craigslist that he had a push mower that was just on this curb. So I came by and got it, and I think I actually saw him pull up with his family and stuff. But anyway, he told me he had a couple of Murray bags and a mower deck that he was giving away. And I'm over here at his house. I don't think he's home. He said just go in the backyard and get it, I guess. I hope he said that. I hope he doesn't have a dog. You know, so I'm in his backyard, I'm looking, I don't see it anywhere. So I just texted Mike, and he was home. So he came out, and I didn't go in the right entrance. Anyway, he's showing him his garage. Now, Mike is the only wrencher I know in Queens. So he's got this Murray with a quantum engine on it. After 10 years, it started right up. He picked this Ariens dual-stage snowblower for free. That's right, free. He's doing it mowers and blowers style. He put an impeller kit in there. He did it himself. He took some...
the wheelies also.
He has... Yeah, ball bearings in those wheelies too? Yeah. No kidding. And so he took a tire, took the sidewalls of a tire, cut it, and he did self-tapping screws right into there. He hasn't tried it yet, but we'll see if we get any snow, you know what I mean? And then he's got the MTD snowblower that I traded with Nick in Medford, and then there's another MTD push mower. So, you know, he's going to need a bigger garage, I guarantee you. But anyway, I picked up a couple of bags that Mike was giving me. And you know, I was visiting my mom, and I'm only like 10 minutes away on the Grand Central Parkway. So no sweat, he's right off the parkway, I'm right off the parkway. So I just picked up a couple of bags. Thank you very much, Mike, I appreciate it. So I've been out all day at my mom's house, and I couldn't get this thing started no matter what I did. So I found out that this solenoid is busted. It's a 4-post solenoid, and I don't know if this ever, you know, started up. I mean, there's no way this started up. So I threw a new solenoid in there. It was a pain. I mean, they really hide the solenoid in there. This is a 3-post solenoid, so I have a bolt connecting it to the frame, and I'm going to test it now with a trigger wire off this battery. So I've got a test wire, putting it to positive. This will act as a trigger. The other end is another one of these, and I'm just going to touch the trigger tab. We'll see if it starts. There we go, it cranks. So I just have to run a trigger wire from the ignition switch directly to that trigger tab on the solenoid, and this thing will now crank. Took me about an hour to put that new solenoid in there. Pain. Slowly but surely, put the battery back, and I wired it correctly. So now check it out. There you go, cranks. So now I have to get a gas tank and check the oil, and maybe we're gonna fire this baby up pretty soon. Okay, chipping away at it, man. Supposedly it didn't come with any support brackets for the fuel tank. I don't know what happened to it, but this top part is just loose, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, the gas tank can't just float there. I didn't have a gas tank that matched this well, you know, so I had to yank this one off one of the LT 1000s. You know, I have 2 of them without engines, and I'm only going to use one. So I fabricated some brackets here using some self tapping screws on both sides. Now I got a level gas tank. Pretty good. Now I just need a muffler, really. I don't have a muffler. I don't know how I'm going to get a muffler on there anyway. So I might be starting this pretty soon. I just got to figure out a way to do a muffler. While I have hooked up the wiring to get it to crank, I haven't hooked up any gas tank yet. I don't have a muffler yet. I haven't put the double stack pulley on. I haven't put on the shrouds yet. I haven't put on the air cleaner cover. I haven't checked out the belts or anything else. But I did get it to crank, put a battery in there, put a carburetor, put a fuel line, put a breather hose, put a starter on, did the wiring. So I did quite a bit. But this will have to wait, because I have to finish this once and for all to get it out of my garage, man. Because then I have engines to build.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next project. Have a great day.